Still doing it. Okay. All right. So I am Dr. G, and I would like to talk to you today about some basically some changes, some things that I would have done differently, maybe, or maybe just having the awareness of these things might have been interesting. So, before I started the Fearless Freedom podcast, which I started about 2 years ago, we're coming up on our 2 year anniversary here shortly this fall, and it has been quite a ride, I have to say. It has been something nothing short of phenomenal. And that's not to say that they were not bumpy bits. There's always bumpy bits in every endeavor. But the side of my brain that podcasting has stimulated, the people that I've met as a consequence of podcasting, the confidence that has been built as a consequence of podcasting is absolutely not anything that I imagined when I first started this. I started a podcast mainly because I have a fear of public speaking. And I figured if I start a podcast about fear, then maybe I might be able to get individuals to come on the show that could talk about fear and get some insight from them. And at the same time, be able to document almost like an audio documentation of my own personal journey with facing this fear of public speaking. So it was a selfish reason that it got started to begin with. But like I said, it has transmogrified my life, literally. And so I was thinking the other day about some of the things that I wish I knew when I got started. And these were the things that popped up. So the first thing that I wish I knew was to batch. And so what am I talking about? I'm talking about batching recordings, batching show note creation, batching the work such that things would be done ahead of time and could be released on a schedule. And so if crazy, there wouldn't scramble, try to put an episode together. I would already have episodes in the bank that we could put out. And so I know that now, right? I know this, and I tend to do a batching of my recordings. I'll do maybe like 3 or 4 in a day and basically do all the editing and do all that type of thing in a batching format. And it makes it much more efficient because then in a clutch, what happens is you just pull the already edited episode and then put that up on the media host. So batching. That was the one thing that I wish I knew about when I first started. I learned this along the way. The next one is template usage. So using templates for everything, templates for the Canva graphics, templates for the emails that go to the guests, templates for follow-ups, templates for everything. You create it once, you modify it as you need, and you have it. You have to start from scratch. So templates are everything. Didn't know that at the onset, learned that as things went along, and it basically made the efficiency of the creation that much better, optimized it. Now, audio is king, audio is queen. There is no doubt about it. And so having good audio is absolutely paramount. Now, that being said, having a decent mic is going to get it for you. That's going to achieve that for you. Creating an environment, and I've done videos about this, how to create an environment like a studio where you're not going to have reverberation of sound, and you're going to be utilizing things like a pop filter to basically optimize your audio. But nowadays, what I've noticed is it's all about lights, camera, action. Why? Because when you do a video, if you have a fantastic guest on your show, so if you have a show that's a guest related show, you have a fantastic guest on your show, if you have that video, that's even more powerful because that can be repurposed so many different ways. You can do video snippets that can go on Twitter, that can go on Pinterest, it can go pretty much everywhere. You can attract individuals in your tribe to stop the scroll when they see a video, when they see your amazing face and they hear your amazing voice, and they see the amazing face of your guest and hear your guest's amazing voice. That is a two-punch combo that is just absolutely impactful and phenomenal. So I kind of wish I did more video at the beginning. And so, but I totally get it. You're trying to learn the system, you're trying to learn basically what it is that you need to be doing and focusing on the audio, which you should focus on the audio. But if you can knock two birds out with one stone by doing video and having fantastic audio, that right there, my friends, is platinum. The next one is social, social, social. So I am talking about social media promotion. Now, I was a bit clueless about this, how to essentially promote the show. So you create this amazing show, you have such fantastic content, but you have to get it out to the masses. You have to get it in the ears of your tribe. And one of the ways in which you can do so is by utilizing social media. So doing all the things, right? I talked about how do you make a fantastic social media post. I talked about this in a previous video, but you want your scroll stopper. You want to have that graphic or the video that's going to stop the scroll. And you want to have that hook that's going to make them want to learn more about what it is that you're talking about in the episode. And you want to have that content there. And so depending on the platform, that is going to determine how you're going to present the content. But the end game or the end goal is for subscribers to come to your podcast and listen to it and then share it with their friends and leave a positive comment and leave you some stars. I mean, that is the goal, for them to be left better, changed, improved, edified by your content. So social, social, social. So you can be an introvert, have a successful podcast, but just know that social media is where you get to promote. So I wish I had known that and focused on that a little bit more concept to get like huge momentum at the beginning for the show. And so that's just one of the things that I thought about. And then number 5 is pod swapping. So it may not necessarily be pod swapping per se, but it is actually getting on other people's podcasts, being a guest on somebody else's podcast. This is going to definitely help you in many ways. And I've talked about this also in great detail in How to Be a Bad A Guest series that I did a little bit ago. So you can check that out for more details. But getting on somebody else's podcast is a great way to not only get exposure to audiences that you typically would not have contact with, because you are now visiting and partaking in somebody else's tribe. You're not necessarily your own tribes, right? So this is another way for people to get to know you and get to see that you have a zone of genius that they want to be a part of. They want more content from. And so, pod swapping is a great way to do that. So you can literally do guest exchange. So you can go on their show, they can come on your show, or you can just go around and do a podcast or be a guest on several shows. And so this is a great way to get things going, get the word out about whatever project it is that you're working on, as well as your show. So the 5 things, and there are many more things. These are just 5 of the ones that I picked. 5 things I wish I knew before I started my podcast was to batch the activities. So batch the editing, batch the recording, batch the show notes, use templates whenever possible to make the system process easier. Lights, camera, action. So nail the audio, of course, but then consider doing video so that it can be repurposed for many, many uses in the future. Social, 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 really killing it on social media to get the promotion of the show out there. And then pod swapping, either actually exchanging, being a guest on someone's show and them coming on yours, or just going on a podcast tour where you just start guesting on a bunch of different shows. So these are 5 other things. Like I said, there are many more things. So if you would like me to share the rest with you, definitely hit me up and I'm happy to share that with you. And if you are on Facebook, please do me a solid and hit the like button, and then tell me whether you're watching it on a replay or you're watching it live. So hashtag live, hashtag replay, and share it with a friend. Then lastly, if you are on YouTube, be sure to hit that lovely subscribe button and subscribe to the YouTube channel, as well as give me a like and drop me a positive comment. So I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for everything that you're doing to get your voice amplified. And if you are thinking about doing your podcast and you are on the fence of fear, jump off that fence, make it happen, do it, get it going, get your voice out there. And just know that there is a tribe waiting for your zone of genius, waiting for your voice, waiting for you. So don't keep them waiting too long. So I'm Dr. G. I hope that you will be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness.